Hey everyone, Mary Pat here, and today I'm going to be making a Some Odd Girl Christmas layout. So I started with this sketch that I made, and I'm going to be using strips of paper, and I've got two photos, a 2x2 and a 4x4. And it's going to be with my sons decorating a gingerbread house. And so I've got them so cute trying to get that done, and then the finished gingerbread house. And so what I'm going to do is I'm starting with this piece of Coordinations vanilla cardstock, and it matches perfectly with the October afternoon backgrounds. And there is so these holiday papers that I want to use. They're kind of old. I think they're from 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And then I really don't know what I'm going to be doing, so I've got, I just kind of pulled out all of my embellishments that I could add. I have all of these products. Again, I'm just kind of shopping in my own stash to get it all together. So those will be the items I'll be using. And then the stamp set that I'm featuring here is Kaylee, and these cute little gingerbreads, and it says yummy and bright. So I'm going to start with my base, and then I'm going to just be randomly cutting my paper. And I know I want for that, I want 2 strips of that to be my borders, and I cut one slightly larger and one smaller. And I'm going to put that up there, and then I just need to, it's kind of crazy at my house with putting down the track on this, so I apologize for that. There is not one place in the house that is quiet right now. So I have, the first strip is 3/4 of an inch, and then this one is 1.5 inches, and then I need to fill in with my other strips. So I really like this beautiful holly, and so I'm putting that down. And next I decided that I don't want it to be right there. I want it to be kind of moved up a little bit, and that's 2 inches. And so now, yeah, I want to move that up a little bit. And then I love this light blue snowflake paper, and that is going to be, I believe, 2.5 inches. And then I'm going to put the 2 inches on top of that, and then I have the rest of the room that I'm going to be using with this beautiful red strip, and that's 1 inch there. So I've got all of those strips that I have on here, and now I've just kind of taking a look here, and I've got my photos, and I'm going to be putting the larger one in the right hand corner, and then the smaller one, the 2x2, up in the top, and that looks really good. So now I want to put that away, and I want to focus on my embellishments. So here's Kaylee, and again I'm going to be using these awesome gingerbread, the boy and the girl, and then I'm going to stamp directly on my layout with yummy and bright. And so I'm starting off, I stamped that with my Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I'm going to use my TN5 and TN6 to color the gingerbread in there. And I think that will make a perfect ginger color on that. So I'm going in, and I'm not being very exact because I know I'm going to be cutting these out directly on there, but I'm not getting wild and crazy and trying to go out of the lines. So I'm just coloring that in and putting down a nice even layer of the TN5. And then once that's done, I will, I kind of work in small areas so that the ink doesn't dry. And so now I'm going in with the darker shade, and that's the TN6. And I'm just kind of, you know how cookies get around the edges, they get a little bit more well done. And so I'm just kind of going around that and putting down a little deeper of a color on that. So next I want to go with the TN5 again, and I'm going to be coloring the rest of his body using and putting down the base color of that. And again, just kind of going in and just going around the other little elements with that. And so that looks really good. And now I want to go in once again with my darker shade and just around the edges add a little bit of shading to him that he kind of got cooked a little bit. Okay, I think that looks really good, and I want to go with his hair now, and I'm going to be using the TN7 and the TN8 with that, and putting that a nice little bit down and starting with my lighter shade and then going to the darker shade of that. And then I want to work on his eyes, and I'm going with the TB, and I'm going to be using the 2-3 color combo. Since this is such a small image, I'm just using basically 2 shades to color everything on here so that there's not a lot of different shading. So it's pretty easy if you're thinking of making your own embellishments with that. Now with his trim, I'm going to do the little trim on his hands and feet and then his buttons. So I'm going to be using the DR3 and 4, and I'll be coloring those in first with the lighter color and just going on with the little trim and his buttons and getting that real nice. And then I will go in with my darker shade and just add a little bit of the darker color on there just to give it a touch of shading on there. And next is his bow tie, and I thought I would go with yellow, and I would go with the CT3 and 4 and color that in. And then he's done, and I like the way he looks. So next I'm going to go with the little girl, and I'm going to be using the exact same colors on her, and then it'll be the dress that's different. So I'm just finishing up. I colored with the TN 5 and 6, and then the DR 3 and 4, and I've got her dress and her hair, and I'm using for the hair the same TN 7 and 8, and that stays the same. So her dress is, you know, what little girl doesn't like to wear pink? So I'm going to dress her in pink, and I've got the PP3 and 4. Those colors matched the closest with my paper, the pattern paper. And so I'm just coloring in there and going around and filling in, I don't want to get too close to pull the red out, so it's the red had dried already so that the red wouldn't blend into the pink. And so now I'm going through and adding just a little bit of shading with my PP4, and now I'm coloring in her little cute little bow. And so they are so cute, and now I've cut them out. And if you've noticed, when I cut them out, I don't want any white around there because my cardstock is cream. And so whenever I need to do some of this, I take my Spectrum Noir black marker, and then I just take it and I just go right on the sides. And notice how it fills that in. So it then gives the look of a perfectly stamped image. And I just love that little technique on there. So I have my layout, and I'm going to be matting my photos on this kind of darker piece of paper that is in the collection. And so I'm matting that, and I'm going to put that again, according to the sketch. I'm going to be putting it up at the top, but I also kind of had some ideas for some embellishments and kind of some focal points. So I found these two little like buttons that are adorable and kind of brings out the colors in that corner. And I'm going to adhere them with one of my new favorite glues, the Zip Dry from Beacon, and it really, really works well on paper. And so I just put a little dab on there and put that down, and they stick great. So now I want to adhere my my photo and put that up there, and that looks great. So now I need to focus on my bottom right photo. And once again, I am going to mat it on the same paper as the top one. And again, you can see I'm not, I'm just cutting it out, eyeballing it really. And I'm going to be putting that down at the bottom. And I'm going to add two more little buttons. And then I'm going to add my cute little gingerbread right there. Can't really quite decide yet where they're going to go. If they're going to go up a little bit or kind of more underneath, or where they're going to go. But I know where I want the photo, so that's going to be glued down. And then I can start lining everything up from there. And that looks good. And so now I want to stamp, as I said earlier, I want to stamp directly on my layout, and I want to put it kind of centered it underneath the photo with Yummy and Bright, and have that down there. I'm using my Hero Arts ink for this. I just love how it stamps, and you get a really crisp image on that. And so I now need to kind of decide where I want my little gingerbread, and I think I'm going to put them right there. And because the chipboard has dimension, I want to add dimension to my created little gingerbread. And so I'm going to be using my foam dots and attaching them that way so that they have a little lift and a little dimension on there. And I really like that. And they are so cute. Okay, that looks really good. And now I need to go into the title. It's kind of a play on words. This is from the Some Odd Girl Loopy Sentiments. And I just love this beautiful script with that. And so I really think, so it says sweet. So the photo is very sweet of my two boys just right there. And then, of course, gingerbread and everything else is sweet. With that. So putting that there, and I decided I wanted to go with black so that it really pops against all of the colors. And now I have some of the other chipboard and just kind of adding to see where I want to add some of the elements from the collection. So again, it's nice when you're working with your projects. You can add the store-bought embellishments along with the embellishments that you make. Those little gingerbread just make, I think, in my opinion, just make the layout, and they just fit so well with the pictures. And so again, it's just bringing in all of the elements that you like. So once again, I'm using my Zip Dry, and I'm going to be laying down all of the chipboard because I like pretty much where everything is. And so again, I used Kaylee here, and I used the gingerbread and the little sentiment. And thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.